Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Hardmode Drekanoth of Fate guide. I'm going to give you a quick video tutorial of how I do this encounter, giving some pro tips. So the first thing you need to do is, at all times, you want to be kind of as close to the boss as possible, because he'll do a cone of life and a cone of death, and it just makes it very easy to avoid if you're close. As you can see, it's kind of a pizza slice, so the closer you are, the quicker you can avoid it, and in hard mode, you need to avoid it really quickly. So you want to be fairly near the boss. Now, every 10 or 15%, he's going to do a portal phase, and it's impeccable that you are really fast on this portal phase. You have to go in, you have to click 5 eggs. It's always going to be 5 eggs. Remember that you can stun, snare, and CC the ads, but it's also quite important to note that it is quite difficult on your own to get all of the ads all of the time. So this goes on to my kind of next pro tip, which is play a ranged DPS spec for this encounter. Now, if you're a cleric, Inquisitor is fantastic. If you're a rogue, marksman. If you are a mage, you want to use pyromancer, and if you are a warrior, you'll want to use reaver. All of those specs have subsouls with kind of like movement speed buffs. You know, marksman, you have like the run speed anyway, and the retreat, so that's great for getting around. With the reaver, you can have teleports, and also you know, if you're having real trouble with having too many blobs up, you can get the grip to like yank them back. And also in pyromancer, you know, you've got the flicker, and generally you have points in stormcaller with most pyromancer builds, which means that you can just use that 50% run speed every time you go into portals, and that's going to make it quite easier to get the eggs. As you can see, I don't always get perfect ones, so I sometimes have blobs joining me in reality. When I have this, I just tend to kind of like run around the boss in big circles. Now this is very easy if you're like a rogue, reaver, or cleric to do, but it's slightly harder if you're a pyro. But you don't often, you know, if once you're a bit accustomed to this counter, you won't fail as much as a pyromancer, because you have a lot more like run speed and movement stuff. Plus you also have like the interrupter stun ads, and also the burning roots to root an ad, which basically means that once you kind of get a bit used to this fight after a few tries, you are almost never going to fail getting all of the eggs in a portal, unless they're in a really obscure position. The kind of just thing you need to really master on this fight is getting in the portals as quickly as you can and collecting those eggs as quickly as you can. If you are one of those people like me who hoards the Rift consumables, this is probably the best fight in the world, apart from maybe Soren Xylus, to actually use the charged mirrors, just because like getting around the movement on this fight is so important that you can just quickly dart everywhere. It is ridiculous. This fight is 100% about movement. Doesn't really matter about like self-healing and stuff, because whenever you click an egg, you are going to get healed like a crap ton in the portals, and you actually shouldn't take much damage. The boss's auto attack is, you know, fairly low. He does a cast called Particle Pulse, which is interruptible. Again, that doesn't deal huge amounts of damage, and every time you click an egg and you can spam click on them, they'll heal you for like 8k. As you can see, some pro knockback in there just before that blob was about to devour one of the last eggs. Now, one of the really important things you need to be aware of when pushing him down to that kind of the final phase is that an idol is going to spawn, and he's going to cast a very big AoE. You need to be like on the lookout for that idol, and you know, ideally have some sort of run speed cooldown. So you'll notice the last portal, I actually didn't use my run speed, as I saved it for this phase, just because usually, you know, it's quite hectic, especially when you have a couple of ads up. So you just gotta keep an eye out for the idols and head to them as soon as they spawn, because as soon as they spawn, then he's about to do his big AoE, and if you get hit by this, well, you're going to get one banged and you're going to be out of the game. So that's pretty much it for a quick talk through of Drekanoth of Fate hard mode. Again, I think it's definitely this or Finric is the hardest hard mode. I'd probably wipe on this more than I do Finric. But yeah, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you found it useful. Thank you for watching, and have an absolutely fantastic day.